Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Temi and I share on this channel content along the lines of personal development and self-improvement content. Thank you so much for being back on this channel with me once again, and thank you to those new subscribers who have recently joined the family. We are growing and I'm so excited to have you. So in this video, it's going to be a video where we're going to be looking at the power and the importance of solitude. Before I get into this video, I just want to say thank you so much for the love that I had on my previous video. It was a lot more interaction and I felt like that video really resonated with you guys. So honestly, I'm hoping to be consistent, to show up a lot more on this channel, and yeah, just really help us to all grow together, which is what this channel is all about. Okay, without further ado, let's get straight into this video. So I learned the importance of solitude from an amazing pastor. He is the first person that I really kind of understood what solitude really was and what solitude really is. So solitude basically is not about being alone. It's not about being lonely. So there is a difference between obviously being alone and feeling lonely. So solitude is so important for centering yourself, so important for removing the noise and distraction, which is just generally an everyday part of our lives. And it's also really important for understanding direction, where you're going, your purpose, what are the things that you want to achieve and what are the things that you want to do with your life. Because the world is so noisy, it's sometimes impossible to actually hear yourself think. It can be so impossible to think about the things that you want to do, the things that you want to achieve, and where you want to basically go in life or with your life. But the moment you practice solitude is when you're actually able to drown out all of that noise and you're able to focus on what is it that you actually want to see manifest in your life. And that could be anything, whatever goal that you're working on, whatever kind of invention that you have, whatever kind of business idea or strategy that you're working on, or the way that you want your life to kind of feel, or the way that you want to build your life, is all going to come from having clarity of mind, which is essentially what solitude is. So what solitude helps you to do is to remove all of the noise. A lot of the times we do things or we live in a way because we are around other people, or because we are just conditioned by society to want that particular thing or to live in a particular way. But what solitude will help you to do will be to actually remove all of the societal noise, all of the societal pressure, and all of the things that you've adopted just because you've just been living in the world, basically. And you know, the funny thing is that if we think about some of the amazing inventors that have invented the most amazing things in life, like for example, I believe Thomas Edison, don't quote me on this, but I believe Thomas Edison, the guy who created the light bulb, I believe that he basically practiced solitude. And many other great people who have, you know, given so much value in the world and being able to tap inside themselves and basically draw up greatness, they have also practiced solitude as well. So solitude is something that a lot of great people in the world actually practice, whether you realize it or not, whether they tell you they do or they don't. Solitude is so powerful. So we've talked about what solitude is briefly, and how can we actually implement solitude in our life when the world isn't perfect, our lives are noisy, we have so many responsibilities and things that we need to do. So the first way to really start implementing a life of solitude is by practicing intentionality. So like I said before, if you haven't watched my video on the last series that I did, intentionality is living a life of intention, living a life purposefully that is intentional. So you have to kind of incorporate living an intentional life with also removing things that aren't necessary, basically. So the more you live intentionally, the more you begin to realize activities and things that you need to do that are essential and part of your life, and things that are not really necessary. And so the more you begin to drop those aspects of your life that aren't necessary, then you have more time to practice solitude, if that makes sense. So solitude doesn't have to be something where, you know, you're staying at home, you know, for the whole week. Some people do practice it. There are extremes with everything. You know, some people, you know, go up to the mountains and practice solitude and stay there. Obviously, we're living in a society, we don't have there's no time for all of that. But what you can do though is implement solitude in terms of, depends on how your life is set up. You have to make it work for yourself. So it's not just about staying indoors and watching TV. You actually have to be doing something towards your goals. You actually have to be, you know, whether it's praying or meditating, clearing your energy, clearing your space, you know, centering yourself. Or it could be staying indoors and practicing solitude just to work on a specific task, just to work on a specific project, or just to literally work on yourself and practice self-improvement and personal development strategies and tactics. So yeah, solitude is not just about staying away from society, it's about staying away from society by actually doing something. So replacing, you know, being active in society with actually something meaningful and intentional as well. So I don't know what that might look like for you. It might be focusing on things that you've just not been able to get done because you're just being bombarded by activities. Or it might be the fact that you haven't had time to read a book, or you haven't had time to you know, focus on areas of your own personal life that you really need to improve. So it's about being intentional and thinking about what are the areas of my life, or what are the areas of myself that I need to work on. And so as a result of that, I'm now going to strip back. So solitude is basically about stripping back for a purpose, stripping back to actually, you know, pour value in yourself, so that you can become more valuable. So when you come out of solitude, you should actually be different. Like, you should actually have achieved things. You should have been had a lot more enlightenment. You should feel a lot more kind of revitalized. It's kind of like a mini retreat. You know, when you think about retreats, people usually go away. You know, you go away on a retreat for like a weekend, or you go away for like a week. Solitude is kind of like having a personal retreat, even though you're not going anywhere, you're just staying at home. Sometimes people actually go to specific retreats for like a week or 2 weeks, and they might stay in the mountains, or they might stay in, you know, a really cute cottage, or they might stay in specific places that are just kind of quiet and kind of hidden from society for a few weeks. And it really, really does help to discover purpose. It really does help to achieve your goals, and it really does help to focus on, you know, those areas that you feel that you need to work on, basically. We are living in such a noisy world right now, where we are distracted, whether it's through online, whether it's through your phone, whether it's through your laptops. Even if you go out into society, we are always being stimulated by something. And I think that the power of solitude is the fact that you can actually be in an intentional space where you are essentially removing all of the stimulation, centering yourself on a given project or task, or basically cultivating a habit of being whereby you are in control of your environment, as opposed to your environment always being in control of you. So this is a segment that I really wanted to add and include in the Purpose Discovery series, because I touched on it in my last video, and I had a few comments from people saying that yes, they are aware of the power of solitude and how impactful it can be in really leveling up your life. And it's honestly so powerful. Just try it. Like, try it for a week, try it for a few weeks, try it for a month, and see the results that you get in your life. Because at the end of the day, if you want something that you've never had before, you're gonna have to try out things that you've never done before, right? So I'm really excited about this Purpose Discovery series. I will be coming back again next week with another quickfire video talking about how we can discover our identity, because guess what? Identity is so important when we're thinking about purpose and when we're thinking about leveling up. And so the next video in this series is going to be touching on the power of your identity. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the channel, share this series, because honestly, there are people around you that also want to level up with you. There are people around you that also don't have access to this information and that also want to be better and improve their outcomes and improve their life as well. So don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and I will see you again on this channel, on this series, on another video on the Purpose Discovery series. Bye.